Power off.
Of course, nobody's going to talk about that. Many of them still in this movement. You understand what I'm saying? To kill the Sith side of this movement, so people can think it's just another black religious Islamic sect. You get? That was their mission, to establish that fake reality, not reality, but that fake appearance of reality, that semblance, that color to the people, which is the color that most people have of the Moorish movement now. And anyone says that's not true is a liar, because that's the concept that people have of this movement. Until we came out and started reaching out to them while everybody else was being silent, condemning us for doing it too. And we put literature out there to change their concepts so they could have something to reference to. You understand? Just like the prophet said do. Exactly what the prophet said do. People mad at us, still mad at us for it. I don't care. Because I'm not in it for them. I got babies. And they got babies. And they got babies and the babies that's still in the womb. And I ain't having it. And I'm a soldier. I came as a defender for no withdrawal. That's why I do what I do. I'm telling you bluntly. And I ain't afraid.
Move the force of the conscious game. Superstars won't spend all those G's just a supercar. I'd rather put the funds to move the force guns. Dr. Sebi remedy in truck skids and tons. Signing bonus, gift to Gabriel or Igbo or UMIA, let more replace Negro. I'm not the face watcher or friend beggar. I'm not the type to take back what I tell ya. Tight pants and dry flows, I want a Rockefeller. Black Hawk down, a fly rapper and snap propellers. Airspace in these bars are no flow zones. I heard R&B singers are homo drones. I heard that from a gay rapper dressing so thug. G's can't pass butt cheeks, dressing so snug like a snuggle bear, showing me your underwear. Rapper Inquisition make rappers run from fear of being shown up. You already thrown up, punchlines and hooks leave their face swole up. Or like the triads, if you don't pay what's owed up. Rapper Inquisition, horror flick the lips sewn up. Can't go one-on-one for IHF zone up. Using the fiat and deals, pumping their clones up. Making more rap clones like iRobot. Short circuit the whole industry of rap robots that butts boinking. Working with the ones oinking. Hip-hop's hurting IHF, the vocal ointment. Flow like a break waves and b-boy girl dancers. Spit like pain of old school graphers. Fiend for the true hip-hop scratching like a producer. MC OGs with content that you used to. Fiending for true hip-hop scratching like a producer. MC OGs with content that you used to.
They want make me life hard like pavement. Me no afraid to make my statement. Babylon go on, but the mental and physical enslavement. Think right now if we all live like cavemen. How much for the dark, how much now for make it. The righteous replace them, the most I erase them. Discrimination, plague in we nation. Unity is strength, we weak with separation. Jail houses meant to deplete elevation. Wisdom visit under deep meditation. Or you have to see under sleep medication. Herbs are the healing of the nation. Tell them police, they not stop chase man, especially since me know no fool no place that flirt of the truth. Me know say you can't take that. See the chat, yeah, this rasta. Nah, take back, you don't know.
Couldn't grasp half of the shit that we've been through. These clip ass niggas making comments on YouTube. TorontoRappers.com talking about you too. Generation switch, shouldn't have to show you. Big man, grow bitch, don't worry about the old school. Haven't seen a man you used to see before. Cause certain man don't want the face seen no more. Get off our dicks, your pussies is horrid. Tendencies of a bitch, you should learn to be a more. And while you're hating, we'll keep repping T.O. and celebrating. Cause enough soldiers soon home. We penetrating, got the locks and the codes. So do your own time, bro. We alright. Everybody on their own ground, but we still tight. It's just a miscommunication, which brothers don't fight. You need an occupation, or I forgot you type shit about other men cause you covered their life. But your business you should mind though cause we work nights. And you ain't hard to find once darkness comes to light. And I don't care, you can take my flesh life here. I manifest and I come back in your nightmares. And I kill you there, I've been traveling for light years. I can't die, but they won't see you horny or you won't wake up. Need to call the coroner, another wake up. Your boys will be corona cause they slept. Reminiscing while the morning saying what the. Just yesterday we was vlogging with each other. Shouldn't I? With just another brother and the rest of the camp. 2 decades straight, we've been making our stamp. Yay, I know you say you don't even know me. I make it clear I'm a Flemmo Don OG. Year to year, made stacks off the Mosies from the block to the bars. I'm known we between the rats and stars. I played low-key looking down and it's far at the top, it's getting lonely.
Of course, the ages that exist, whether or not it's informed by my lips, labeled a jet or devilish face, and the view of the older gets shit older we get. Our perspectives and actions change regardless lines drawn between those that intend to hand the game. Similar, not the same. Frequent out the seat, the left to complain. The reference frame change while still thinking life is a game. While we train, this battlefield, knowing when common kicks is real. My mental plus my tempo must be ready to switch from hurt to heal. It's true to reveal similarities since they be following orders accordingly from trust to destiny. So mercy's unnecessary. Murder honorably one's enemy, and as long as common won't exist, an opposition has to be.
Contest me now, contest me now. Yeah, contest. I'll flatten your career, make a whack rap. Too many whack rappers out there. This one's for y'all, yo. Simon, I'll flatten your career, make a whack rapper disappear. Grab you by your shirt back and kick your ass out of here. My Santa's run for cover cause I'm back to wreak havoc. Remember me? To kill them all and make them die tragic. Turn the opposition, cock it back and let him have it. Let him vanish like a magician and rap some magic. And like, poof, you're gone. With the proof I'm on to all you non-substance rappers. If you want, respond. Give y'all a second, but I recognize you're reppin'. Some metrosexual shit, that's not the way that I'm steppin'. I studied last year's testing, skimmed the cheat sheets. So test me out, kill commercial rap like dead meat. If you don't know, I'm Simon Phoenix and like deadbeat. I'm commercial rap on front page, I can't be discreet. Lyrically dumpy, leaving bodies in tall heaps. No mortal can walk like I do, now bow and kiss my feet. Call me sire, throw out your skinny jeans and retire. Back you up against the wall with hail of gunfire. Sharp talent shred your skins and shatter your bones. Stay out of the kitchen, better yet drop the microphone. Steadily prepping better recipes. I rap till the end, but rap won't be the death of me. Let a shower posse when I catch ya. I'll wet ya, then blow you up the crime scene. All that's left is your stretcher. So test me now, make your fans convert. Have them wearing fatigues and burning tight pink ass shirts. Have them dashing out in flashy clothes like I'm not Tron. Milling pipe bombs labeled the wannabe rap icon. Check me later, I'm gone. Thought I died, but I respond. My words are bondable, but when I speak, don't respond. I drown shallow-minded MCs in a shallow pond. Mobilize a million men to march like I'm Farrakhan. But I'm more like Malcolm and my brother, the Son Falcon. Chasing crazy ball heads out of our town after I scalp them. Without more than you the true motherfuckers, come test me now. So test me now. So test me now.
It's still IHF, still ill, hot and feds. The type to leave a body guy leaking from his head. Dirty like the naps in my head. The enemies still want me dead, but mentally I cause their bodies to combust spontaneously. I be that ghetto dentist, removing chest cavities with my psychopathic surgery. My incision won't be circular, more like linear. My network's not Verizon, can you still hear me clear? No more text messages, only mental mind blast to my comrades. Traders never overstand the task. Rather floss system tight, pants of money in the hand. Big chains and rims spinning, my stone hands will leave your face smashed and ears ringing. I'ma get it soon beginning, so there's no time for sinning. When I finally kill the devil, I'ma hear this angel singing. That's a beautiful song.
You sat down and you attacked the master teacher because you thought you heard something that you didn't hear. That's the first violation. You don't come in. First of all, you come in and you act like you come in peace, but you don't. You got an agenda.
Moors are men upright, independent and fearless. Dogmatized, dirty Moors, tongues cut out, left earless. Cause they never listen. Dirty Moors, keep up your slander. Wu-Tang torture in your ass, hot hangers. Kidnappers, dirty Moor, torture him like Saw. 3D, 0.5 or 1 through 4. Or get it like 5 or 6 with a fez on jigsaw. Leather face in a turban, rip dirty Moors lips off. Disrespecting the mother Raz Mariah Bay. Wrap them up like double crochet, the barbed wire way. Throw them off a bridge, or feed them to the piranhas. Yellow journalists, more spread nothing but propaganda. EME bait, treat them like Uganda. Dirty Moors like foreigners, crush the up like ganja. Not worthy of being Moors, we call them dirty Nehesus. Solomon Seal spell command 72 demons to get you.
You sat down and you attacked the master teacher because you thought you heard something that you didn't hear. That's the first violation. You don't come in. First of all, you come in and you act like you come in peace, but you don't. You got an agenda.
Moors are men upright, independent and fearless. Dogmatized, dirty Moors, tongues cut out, left earless. Cause they never listen. Dirty Moors, keep up your slander. Wu-Tang torture in your ass, hot hangers. Kidnappers, dirty Moor, torture him like Saw. 3D, 0.5 or 1 through 4. Or get it like 5 or 6 with a fez on jigsaw. Leather face in a turban, rip dirty Moors lips off. Disrespecting the mother Raz Mariah Bay. Wrap him up like double crochet, the barbed wire way. Throw them off a bridge, or feed them to the piranhas. Yellow journalists, more spread nothing but propaganda. EME bait, treat the temple like Uganda. Dirty Moors like foreigners, crush the dust like ganja. Not worthy of being Moors, we call them dirty Nehesus. Solomon Seal spell command 72 demons to get you.
This is what the temple guys actually said. That Canaanland is not a part of North America. Canaanland is bigger. Yo, it's ignorant, man. I mean, come on, you talking about the same land, man. Canaanland is actually bigger than the landmass they know as the corporate United States. Almost twice as big. And if they had any sense, they could just go to Google and they can type in North America and find out North America goes all the way up to Greenland. But they're ignorant. They don't want to do that. They just dealing off emotions.
You might hear hoarse voices, see frog faces, and hoops with feet. Demons we run with, spit fire with gold wolf teeth. Keep playing, forget back teeth, we Moors are an issue. Get Ginsu, maybe a dream visit from Vishnu, a nightmare to never end, and always continue. Cold as an igloo, dealing with my trust issues. Through vigilance, active Moors are militants. SPLC dirty Moors, call that sovereign citizen. Lying for views, they notice all the empty pews. Benz need gas and fixing, but not enough dues. Pigpen base sell you off for peanuts, claiming that we nuts. For teaching birthright, street level, keeping it beating us.
To any members of the MFTA that's out there listening to what I'm saying, please get it through your head. I don't have a problem with the MFTA. I got issues with
the cases Lamar, stay surrounded by feathers. Dirty's guilty of fraud and duly scrutinize their ledgers. Getting proclamations from Morocco, disrespect us. Corporate city only recognize people's court jesters. Handing their back, Moorish puppets and minions. Never get the human rights recognition like Moors near Virginia. Commonwealth, for active Moors knowledge the Commonwealth. Dirty's claim more, but really on the straw man help. Authenticating a birth certificate, that's not significant. Civil little more two status syndicates. In more face, watch them too. More status Indians claiming Turtle Island are lying so intricate.
long day and a long night. But this message needs to be heard.
Common sense was made before book sense. Canaanland Moors presents Common Sense
Legendary, bury me in the North Gates Cemetery, February the 4th days. Son of Mary, they ahead of my.
Common sense was made before book sense. Canaanland Moors presents common sense,
Legendary, bury me in the North Gates. Cemetery, everywhere in the 4 days. Son of Mary, they ahead of my born day. Independence alarm, they said another lost case. With case laws, we break them down like Jericho. Keeping all my lions tamed, I'm Chris Jericho. I'll keep a mask on deck, I'm Rey Mysterio. Big band, mix announced over the radio. Annoyed with the game, the joys and the pains. I'm Rob Bass, mixing with rock the hard way. I was in the lost state. Prophets told me upright, brought me to a lost gate. Cooking like I'm Scarface, rapping like I'm Denzel. Malcolm X, Deja Vu, Roman J. Israel. And no before I lay in plain sight.
common sense was made before book sense. Canaanland Moors presents Common Sense Quick.
Legendary, bury me in the North Gates. Cemetery, February the 4th days. Son of Mary, they ahead of my born day. Independence alarm, me said another lost case. With case laws, we break them down like Jericho. Keeping all my lions tamed, I'm Chris Jericho. I'll keep a mask on deck, I'm Rey Mysterio. Fake pandemics announced over the radio. Annoyed with the game, the joys and the pains. I'm Rob Bass, mixing with rock the hard way. I was in the lost state. Prophets told me upright, brought me to a lost gate. Cooking like I'm Scarface, rapping like I'm Denzel. Malcolm X, Deja Vu, Roman J. Israel. And no before I lay in plain sight. But people still can't see it, so the snakes still showing up. Stakes still high, so the race still going up. Warriors of the North Gate, we not slowing up. Born in the manger, sworn to be savior. Walk through the valley of the shadows of the death of slavery. Looking for light, the book of Genesis. Astral plane entrances, invoke the nemesis. Abstract images of past lives kicking in. Danger, running for your life, finishing.
Morris Lamar, key man oracle, using trinity powers, decipher allegorical, lost in metaphorical, holy books are metaphysic, facts like a dirty more or a Drew Ali Craig, calling him Thomas or Walter and get your face caved, or cut like a close shave, drowned in my brainwaves, squash my heat waves, activating Kundalini, Abyssinia invaded by Mussolini, Selassie I in exile, reptile in Genesis, niggas appearing real, all I see is false evidence, they are feminists, stomped on my elephants, won't let go prejudice but want Moorish benefits, when you feel the full magnetic resonance, apis horns of the sacred book called Maleficent, great cosmic mothers, return to blessedness, no pestilence, ace all the testaments, tap into remembrance, never to forget again, use energy right, not put spell effects on men, wandering the earth plane with more veiled shades, keeps you a mental slave as the horizon fades, it's been decades since Christian crusades, not enough rebellions, too many vigil bouquets, holding on to the fence, burning on doomsday, war ruled by Mars, it might be on a Tuesday.
Canaanland Moors presents Common Sense Quick. What we do here, we add some common sense thinking to everyday situations, or comments that may arise. Want to give it a try?
Bet they won't. I bet they won't give it a try. I bet you they won't give it a try. I bet you. You want to just say Islam to all the Moors. Islam to the Moors who know that even when they were Negro, black colored, they were Moors. They just didn't know. Islam to all the Moors who, when they were children, had metaphysical experiences that nobody could explain to them because they were dumb nigger. But because they were a Moor, they knew something was up. You saw the signs, and it all led you to here, where we're at now. You got L, you got B and all that stuff. All right, this is where you're at now. And where you're at is you better defend this thing because it's yours. Doesn't belong to Kudro, doesn't belong to Noble Drew Ali. This is your contract with Allah. People want to talk about holy covenant. How about your covenant with Allah? What you're going to do here? If higher power sent you here to do something, what are you doing? You doing what higher power sent you to do?
We're doing some other wayward, backward stuff over there with some people with fezzes on and turbans talking about their Moors when they're absolute traitors. That's why we tell Moors go study. Long time ago. Long time ago. Good brother. A good brother. Real good brother. Said, yo, why don't you drop the gems? Why don't you just, because been there, done that. People don't want this info. If they want it, they're gonna go study. And whatever it is to them, that's what it is. Because they studied it to know that that's what it is. I'm gonna debate him because I don't like guns, so I'm debating him because he has one. You with the principles? Yeah. You know Jolly? Yeah. Islam? Quran? Pocket version? You got pocket one? Oh shit, okay. You might be somebody who knows something. You got the pocket Quran? You got the pocket Quran, you're on the next level. All right? So this is a frequency. And it's all about what you do with it. Right? I realized early that someone didn't tell me what's up. And really and truly, I'm still pissed. Because I know my life where it is right now wouldn't be here if I knew I was a Moor as a child. Right? I was that, just like all of us. We were that, but nobody told us, which was the thing that was gonna unlock the fucking thing. Right? Anyone who's a Moor, they know. If I ever got this information out the womb, the place would have been over. Anything that I did would have been over. There would have been no stopping the freight train. Just get out the way. Everything would have got conquered. And then me and all my brothers and all my sisters and all that, and we're on this mindset. We're Moors in high school or whatever like that. So I realized that somebody didn't tell. And, you know, the library right over there. I read. The other Moors, they got libraries. They read. And I say it all the time. I say it all the time. Any one of these jerks out here, any one of them that have an issue and wanna whatever they say that they want to do, I yield and I'll bring a Moor who I know would be game to whatever it is that you want to do. Because I know many Moors like that who are fed up with all the BS. These ones versus that ones, as if there's something to be versus against. We're Moors. We're debating who we are. That's why when the master teacher told them to their face that anybody who calls you black and anything else makes you non-descendable. If you're called anything except Moor, you're non-descendable. Anything you have, owned, fought, whatever, belongs to your European God. Period. Period. So we just want to put out what we see. I could be studying right now. Book just came today. Book just came today. Just to show you how crazy it is. Right? Book just came today. First thing. People are telling me BS. Before Columbus, links between the Old World and ancient America. Cyrus H. Gordon. To cite only a few of the many varied examples. 1. We know that in the early Stone Age, about 30,000 years ago, waves of primitive Mongoloids came to America. Across what is now the Bering Strait. That around 5 millennia ago, in the Jaman period, pottery from Japan appeared in Ecuador. That a Roman sculptured head of about 200 AD was excavated professionally and in stratified remains in Mexico. That off the coast of Venezuela was discovered a hoard of Mediterranean coins with so many duplicates that it cannot well be a numismatist collection, but rather a supply of cash. Nearly all the coins are Roman, from the reign of Augustus to the 4th century AD. 2 of the coins, however, are Arabic of the 8th century AD. It is the latter that gives us the terminus a quo, time after which, of the collection as a whole, which cannot be earlier than the latest coins in the collection. Roman coins continued in use as currency into medieval times. A Moorish ship, perhaps from Spain or North Africa, seems to have crossed the Atlantic at 800 AD. The Coimbra map of AD 1424 shows parts of North America. And the Roman head that they excavated is obviously not some European. So what we do is we study. While people are doing BS, video games or whatever the hell they do, we study. While people are in the store looking for which sneaker they're gonna buy next and all that stuff, we're studying. And people are thinking, I wonder what I'm gonna eat or whatever like that. We're studying. That's just how it is with, Moors who study. So that's like religion. That's personal. You get that when we build. But this out here, this virtual whatever, this is not for real stuff. This is exposing all the traders. This is for honors to Steve Coakley every day, all day. He didn't talk about anything else.
It's on.
Other than all these black leaders who robbed all our people. Openly in their face. He had overhead upon overhead upon overhead upon overhead upon. He's just going through overheads, just showing stuff, just going through overheads, showing traders. And you still riding with them still?
They joined them even more.
Going harder. Going harder.
That's what I noticed. I said, Steve exposed y'all in the 90s, and y'all got more popular. More people started joining these organizations.
Yep. Which again goes back to, we're looking at you people. What the hell's wrong with you? Because we already know these people are going to sell out. We aren't concerned with them. They already have their position that they've taken. We know this. Why do you think the campaign right now is against Noble Drew Ali? And these traders are going to say nothing about it. Have people talking crazy about Noble Drew Ali, talking about he's a pedophile and all this. Let them try that stuff with Muhammad. Let them try that with Buddha. Let them try that with somebody else's national leader. I bet you they wouldn't even dare do that. They wouldn't dare do it. And we're so honest. We're so sincere. We're so open that we even put the link in the chat. So you don't have to talk BS in the chat. You could push the link.
You want to give it a try?
Bet they won't. Bet they won't. I bet they won't. And all they do is try to get people to say they're not going to be down with this because of something. Something that absolutely has nothing to do with anything. Two mores over here bitching about whatever it is that they're complaining about to each other. And then somebody's looking at that like, oh, the whole Moorish nation is like that because of those two Moors over there? Are you serious? So we know people are going to do BS. We know people are going to do BS. Because again, we study. We don't have to be on here. YouTube could shut down tomorrow. I got my books and stuff like that. I'm not missing out on something. I got Moore's phone number. We could still bill off of this BS. So you don't have to be on here. We're not these people who you're used to. Like we're gonna bring it up again. Just like Black Dot said, if you weren't on VHS, who are you? I don't know who the hell you are. And I'm not playing that BS about, well, the younger generation gives them. No, they're nuts. Give them what? Really giving the blind guy the steering wheel. What are you talking about? Well, his third eye's open, so he's gonna be able to. No, somebody who could see is gonna forget all that third eye BS. You're going 200 miles an hour on the highway talking about the third eye is gonna get us there.
These people were just nigger 2 years ago.
2 years ago, you could do that already. You could bend the spoon for real. You just saw Matrix yesterday. What are you talking about? You a spoon bender? You haven't seen Matrix 3 yet.
They kill me. They kill me with that, man. They kill me. I'm like, I don't even know these people. Like you said it. Like Black Dot said, if these people weren't on VHS, who are you? Like that's very dangerous too. Like all these new people coming out and be young in their 20s, 26, 29. I'm like, these is children. I'm like, no, you don't get none of that. When you was just wearing, sagging Levi jeans and wearing, you was just focused on being cute. Remember? You was cute 2 years ago.
But remember, they bring the cute thing in this too, right? Because they have to still, they can't let it go.
Oh, no. Oh, no. They gonna be cute. They can't just have regular reading glasses. They gotta have the reading glasses with the frames, the gold frame and everything. And I'm like, bro, is you blind or are those prescription or regular glasses? Like, I don't even know if those is prescription glasses you got on right there. What are we doing? Like I told you earlier, Grant Sheet, they done turned this nationality into a popularity. I can be a rapper, I can be popular contest thing. It's not, we're in it for the uplifting of fallen humanity. We're not in it for our consanguinity, our bloodline, our nation back to its proper standards. We're not in it for that. They're in it for the likes, the subscribers, the look at me, the donations, the buy one, buy $500, $1,000 packages. That's what they're in this for.
Mm-hmm.
That's a dangerous people. I'm like, they're causing a lot of danger. They're causing a lot. I said, like, okay, like I told you earlier, Grant Sheet. So my son has to suffer because they want to do that type of stuff, because they're causing confusion because they want to be popular. So somebody new coming into this information clicks on one of their videos, but because they want to be popular, they want to be the guy, causing confusion, making this person think that's what it's about. And now that person even know the truth. They came up underneath Taj Tariq Bey, Hakeem Bey, Canaanland Moores, RV Bey Publications, because they say it out their own mouth that they know about this stuff. And then, so they know the truth. But because they want to be popular, they're doing truth and falsehood strangely mixed. And now you're causing destruction. And remember, I've been saying it for a while now, the etymology of war is confusion. So when these people is causing confusion, they're doing war tactics against their own people. That's very dangerous. That's why I keep saying these people are dangerous. They're dangerous. And they think it's a game. It's not a, I gotta be careful with my words now. I don't like to say it's a game. I don't like it's a joke, because that reminds me of clowns with the Moors. You know what I mean? Like they just need to be very careful what they're doing. Like Moors know what I'm saying. We need to find a new word for what they're doing now. They're just, like, to me, it's just, well, I'll just say it's terrorism. They're really performing terrorism, what they're doing, because terrorism means to cause fear. Confusion can bring fear. That's why Grant keeps saying, I could be studying. Studying is the embodiment of truth. When you have facts, that gets rid of all the fear, because you know what's real. You know what's really going on. But when you're confused, that's in a state of fear. That's war. That's confusion. And that's what they keep bringing every day. Every day. That's why I love when the Green Sheet, your platform is key, especially in this time.
Yep.
Because they're going hard with the confusion. And if you take away your platform, you got other brothers that's going hard, like Brother Kush. I clicked on Brother Kush. I was like, oh my goodness, this brother's going crazy. He's going hard with the information. But you just correcting, showing the dirty Moors, that's very key. That's key. Because YouTube's already been around for a long time. Another 10 years, if it's still up, Lil Yusuf be 23, in another 10 years, you know what I mean? And he can go back and see Cujo Adjo Grand Sheik Cujo was showing us when I was 13 that this guy right here, that and everything he was doing was wrong. Been telling us.
Straight. Islam, Brother Khalif.
Islam, soldier.
Peace, mother.
Islam.
Islam, yourself.
Islam, boy.
Islam, mother.
Shay.
Peace.
Islam.
Yeah, so we're good.
We get mom the floor. Get mom the floor first.
Oh, gratitude for your reverence, brother. Like honestly, there's been a lot that's been thrown at me with all the information going around. You know, from the comparisons of Noble Jew Ali being like polite to, you know, RV Bay issues and stuff like. Then there's like articles about Noble Jew Ali. My whole thing is my thing is this, like, cause what brought me on was when Brother Yosef was talking about like the circus stuff. You know, people, it seems like somebody want to just go around and highlight this whole circus situation. But at the same time, you know, the same one that would try to clown the circus in his video, he brought up the fact of how important the circus was, and it wasn't like Noble Jew Ali hid that information. He told, you know, it's known that he's you know, had some kind of history with the circus and XYZ, but ultimately it's like when you really do the research in the circus stuff, like you're talking about people who understood, you know, hypnosis, people who understood like real death tricks and all of this, you know what I mean? Like if it really went wrong, then somebody would end up dead. Like that's the kind of that's the circus that you're talking about. And it takes a certain mind to even be able to pull off those kind of things. Now it's like there's so much that people can pull from just the information that they do see. But to me, it's like the fact that I still don't know what Noble Jew Ali's voice looks like. No video, you know. They did such a good job of destroying and hiding away key things, but you know, they just so happen to leave certain news articles, you know, like left to be found, you know, certain things that it just doesn't all add up. Like it really doesn't all add up. And I'm here to just state, like, I don't want nobody to throw the baby out with the bathwater. At the end of the day, this man, he spoke a conversation nobody was saying out loud. Like he made sure that our eyes was not like we didn't just look to Africa. Like he reminded us, like, we're in America. We were born here. Our ancestors were born here. We have lineage here. We have ties here. Nobody else is talking about that. You know, somebody wanting to compare polite to the prophet, like
that's
at
crazy.
the end of the day, my main thing with that is this. Noble Jew Ali brought in the history of the Muhammadan religion. And in that they practice certain marital, you know, traditions. And one of that is to take on young girls. Now, whoever takes on that practice, that is on them and that is on, you know, for their judgment. However, it's a different scenario. It's a different setup in the sense where you have someone, like literally, like you have to speak to someone's family to marry them. You can't just, it's not like he just yoked up a girl off the street and just took her in like that. You know, it's like a conversation was had to have their daughter, you know, unlike Polite, who, you know, lied saying, oh, we're going to go to an after club or whatever after party and then end up in a hotel 15 minutes down from where the girl mama originally was at. Like, it's not the same. It's completely not the same. Like, I don't respect the fact that when it comes to the work that this man has done,
thrown out the window.
It's just thrown out the damn window. Like this man has saved countless lives and he continues to save countless lives. He stated that he was for the young and unborn. And I cannot name to you, I cannot recall to you how many times saying I'm a Moor saved my life.
Yeah.
I can't count. And I got on this when I was 2012, 2013. And like you said, had I known this coming out the womb, it would be a completely different story.
No, completely different.
Had I known nationality, nobody would be talking about Noble Jew Ali. I would just be saying myself. I would just, you know what I mean? I'm saying myself now, you know what I mean? But I'm just saying, like, to start off with, we wouldn't even need it. So it's like the reference point, our fulcrum that we have to say, like, okay, here's somebody who gave a damn enough to put you on. Like, he put us on, man. He put us on. And you know, with that, I'm gonna just yield. He forever have respect for me for that alone. So I yield, fam.
Islam. Yeah.
Yep. Islam. That's right. Don't throw the baby out with the bathwater.
Yeah, you can't do that. You can't do that. Because again, too, like like you said, like the mother said, when you look at certain practices, whether it's circumcision, whether it's, you know what I mean, it's a cultural thing opposed to a, like, we don't know what the situation is. Let's say she was 12. We don't know what the situation is. She could be still living at her parents' house or whatever. There could be so many scenarios that there's no interaction between them. And
That's
then
true.
she goes to the women's auxiliary, and then she learns how to be a woman.
That's true, Sheik. I just wanted to, pardon the interjection, but I did want to just state, like, it is known to be customary where, say, a father passes away, or, you know, a woman, she becomes a widow or something. Something happens, and she can't financially take on the child, whatever. Like, the people are known to marry off into other families, more so to be a help than like another sexual partner. It's not always about the flesh when you see someone married on paper.
That's how you know that they're pervs. The way that they're putting it, is the perverted, is the way that you're not even supposed to be it's not even supposed to go there like that.
Like, again, we don't know.
It's not something like that. That's not somebody pulling a child in a car or whatever like that and going and doing something like that. That's not the same.
Mm-hmm.
That's not the same thing. But for the mind to go to the place where they're thinking about the pulling the car, whatever, and not looking at it from the religious perspective, because Noble Drew Ali had a religious corporation, right?
Mm.
And he was talking about religion and stuff, right? And they like to say that Noble Drew Ali is religious. All right, so then if he's religious, what are you complaining about? You're not talking to no imams or whatever that do that. How come you're not throwing them under the bus? Because there's other sects of Islam who do that.
Mm-hmm.
They're not. How come they're not bringing them up?
Because they're hypocrites.
And the other thing that I wanted to put out there too was that I was going through. Now we're gonna put one on the screen, and then I'm gonna put one on the screen, and then I'm gonna read one. So we can't do the double. So tell me if something seems odd here. Tell me something seems odd here. So this is the Indianapolis Recorder. The Indianapolis Recorder. All right. And murder exposes cult leaders, blah, blah. Hold prophet for murder in Chicago jail.
Islam, Grand Sheik.
Islam, more. Yeah, go ahead, more. Take care of me.
The title of it, what was it again?
The article?
Yes.
The title of the article? Hold on.
What did it say again? The cult, about the cult?
Murder exposes cult leaders' love affairs.
What year is this?
1929, March 1929.
Okay. I don't like, because we know what the word cult means, anything hidden. Like, so the title alone is misleading. But I know you're about to go in too, but I just want to add in, my phone was acting early. I tried to talk a long time ago, but I just wanted to add in, but I wrote it down because the mother had mentioned something that's very interesting that's going to tie into like the foundation for what you're about to do right now. Because she has said about the prophet not having a video of him, not having any voice recordings of him. Yeah. And when she said that, I was like, man, that's very interesting for somebody that you even see, hear his voice. Y'all sure enough got slanderous articles about somebody I've never seen and never heard his voice. Yeah. Like that is, I've never even seen that before. I've never even put that to thought. Like, man, I've never even seen this guy. Never, you can't even see him. You can't even hear his voice, which I can read slanderous articles about him. Yep. That's never happened. How does that work? How? Like that's very interesting because you're about to read it. And remember, we're going on, we can't see the prophet. You know, they won't show us no voice recordings of him, but they'll let us read slanderous articles about him. It's like they're hiding for him to be able to speak for himself. Mm-hmm. But we have to read for everybody else what they're saying about this man. We can't just hear from himself what he has to say. Like that one incident when they murdered that one Moor, the unconscious Moor, who said, "Don't tie me to anything." And the first thing they did was try to tie him to something. Mm. But the only way we know he cannot be tied to nothing because he had the chance to speak for himself. They hide that from the prophet. He can't speak for himself. Yeah. You know, like he can't go to something and be like, no, he said this. We can go to his teachings and his writings and stuff, but not like a video. But they can show us slanderous articles that other colonists people have wrote about the prophet.
Mm-hmm. And then we have to accept that that's presented.
Right.
As if it has, as if that is the platform that we should be listening to.
Right. That's right. Exactly. Right. That they want us to believe or to know for a fact that the foundation of it comes from the people who are against us.
Yeah.
Come on, man. Like, and this is what they're pushing. Like, look, I got it right here. That comes from the guy who we're trying to get our stuff from. Like, how does that work? And these are coming, and this information is coming from Bays and L's. Who's putting this out?
Now you're seeing, okay, so you can see what's on the screen, right?
Yes.
All right. So this is this is now the Pittsburgh Courier newspaper. This is the Pittsburgh Courier newspaper. Chicago, March 21st. A coroner's inquest into the murder Thursday night of Claude Green, president of the Chicago Boosters Civic Club and former supreme business manager of the Morris Science Temple, brought to light the highly charged love affairs of the leader of the cult known as the Prophet Drew Ali. Now, is that normal for two articles from two different places to be read to say the exact same thing?
Hashtag Slandered libels.
I'm sorry,
in
I
two
stepped
totally
away for a
different
moment. Is
places.
this the same article you saying, Cujo?
Say that again?
You saying this the same, like there's two articles saying the exact same thing right now?
Yes, two different newspapers saying the exact same thing.
You like
So are we? Is that normal?
what I'm talking
That's
about? Like
a video when they show the news analysts
how
all saying the same thing
I mean,
across North
reason,
America.
yo,
they hiding it.
this is precise reasoning for why I'm
I
telling
mean, they
people do
hiding
not
this
throw out
information.
the baby with the
They
bathwater.
hide his voice recordings.
This is crazy. This is
That's
crazy.
what they doing. They hide his voice recordings. If they showing two articles, it's different.
Yo, brother,
Wow.
we're not hearing you. You sound distorted.
Oh no, I'm saying if they showing two articles that's different, that means they hide his voice recordings.
Right. Hashtag slandered eyes libels. Slandered eyes. Those are lies. False constructs.
Right.
It's just a lie in newspaper written form.
hmm It's the same thing you see now modern day with news channels. You know what I mean? Like same headlines, same conversation happening on every single news channel, no matter where you at. Say the same
Right.
exact thing.
Because it's a plan. They plotting low key.
Yeah.
Y'all think not you all specifically, but some of these people persons that's naive think the crusades are over with. Y'all think these people playing with y'all. These people want your flesh and blood.
Mm.
We as resources for them, for their survival. We are resources for their survival. Put it lightly, we are their bread and butter. Without us, they don't have nothing. I yield the floor.
It's a lot more. Brother Yusuf, you had anything?
Islam.
Islam.
I just wanted to add something real quick, because this remember, this is their foundation that they're using to discredit who the prophet is. Now, this is what when I first came into the information, Brother Taj had told us about how school was and stuff, like why school systems don't teach us the stuff that they're supposed to teach, and then like after studying for years longer, you come to find out, like even through these school systems, it was all designedly prepared for us for our own demise. Like they set it up for us to lose.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and then they have books about the Carnegie Institution, John D. Rockefeller's giving the notes to back them. All of these the so-called the anthropologists, whatever that word is, that was sitting to these schools to teach us lies. Like they set it up to make those books, the books that we get in school. Like they talked about it. I put up the video by Elizabeth Eagleby. She wrote the book, The Dumbing Down of America. She breaks it down even more, showing you that all of these institutions were setting it up for us to be coming to ignorance, and to make sure that we don't know nothing about nothing, like taking out the Constitution, which again, the prophet said to enforce. They took that out. And this is the foundation that they're using again to say, oh, the prophet was touching children or whatnot. Okay. But now again, the thing that I was talking about with Taj, that the first thing he had brought up about school was the General Education Board philosophy. When he read this, And I went to go look it up, and I saw that it was written. Like, you have to remember, I'm pretty sure a lot of Moors already remember when they first came into the information and we first started seeing things, your mind would just be like, wow. Like we were going crazy at this time. This is when I was bugging, like trying to show everybody, like, look what they're doing, look what they're doing. But this one right here really messed me up. In the General Education Board of Philosophy, in their philosophy, this is what we send our children to. This is what we went through. This is what they're using for the foundation to discredit the prophet. This is their philosophy for teaching. So the people who wrote that article, this is their philosophy right here. It says, in our dreams, we have limitless resources, and the people yield themselves with perfect docility to our molding hand. The present educational conventions fade from their minds, and unhampered by traditions, we work our own goodwill upon a grateful and responsive Ruel folk. We shall not try to make these people or any of their children into philosophers or men of learning or men of science. This is their foundation. This is who they're using. We have not to raise up from among these authors, editors, poets, or men of letters. We shall not search for embryo great artists, painters, musicians, nor lawyers, doctors, preachers, politicians, statesmen, of whom we have ample supply. The task we set before ourselves is a very simple, as well as very beautiful one, to train these people as we find them to a perfect ideal life, just where they are. So we will organize our children into a little community and teach them to do in a perfect way the things their fathers and mothers are doing in an imperfect way, in their homes, in the shops, and on the farm. This is the foundation that they're using to discredit the prophet.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I was, remember this. Like, this is the people. That's why when we be like, we say agent for short, because we know this is the background. We be like, y'all, you guys are enforcing this. When you're siding with the colonizer, this is what you want us to be, right there. Not men of thinking, not scientists, not philosophers, not authors, poets, none of that. Which is the liberal arts of what our ancestors taught. And the prophet said we're supposed to have the mindset of our forefathers and foremothers. This philosophy denies that. And when Moors are trying to discredit the prophet, they're pushing this. They don't want us to honor our forefathers and foremothers. That's why when the Grand Chiefs calls them traitors, and we say that they're doing treason, this is what it is. We're clearly can show you. That's why I get very upset, because I'm like, man, they're pushing this stuff. This is what they're pushing the whole time. That's why, Grand Chief, I yield the floor.
Just love more. Character assassination as collective erasure. Of course, not all cases of state-sponsored stigmatization center on such explicit and vile degradation. Some governments stigmatize a segment of the population through subtle means. Collective erasure consists of a manufactured distortion of the social political order in ways that diminish or remove a population group from the nation's consciousness. In extreme cases, the targeted population group becomes symbolically invisible in the social political order. Explicit erasure occurs in states that define the nation through a religious category. So this is what you're looking at.
character assassination as collective erasure. Because remember, Drew Ali said it'll take them 50 years to figure it out. And 50 years would have gone and we wouldn't even know that. And just like we're saying, we don't even have audio or video of him. All we have is written that we don't even know if that's his stuff. And the only ones that we could really say is his, the ones that say I and all that are in the first person. All the first person ones we know are him. Right? But to not have the tangible and have to rely on what was left over from not having the audio and the video gives them the openness to be able to attempt the collective erasure. Because remember, they have ones on our side, like Drew Ali already said, everything's prophecy happening. When you really look at it, say, oh, he's really the man. He saw all these people coming. He checkmated everybody, playing on five different tables. It's like, okay. He was onto something to eliminate that, the collective erasure. Diminish or remove a population group from the nation's consciousness. So that means they're dealing with metaphysics and stuff, right? They're not dealing with stop you on the street and then that means they violated you. They're in the national consciousness when they're attacking us. They're not attacking us. They just kidnapped 10 Moors for after having not kidnapping Moors. Like it doesn't go how they've been playing it. And we know that Divock has something to do with Moors and people's consciousness raising.
I like your point, Green Street.
Islam, go ahead.
No, I was just saying that's a great point. Just because you reminded me, because we're living now, we're in a time now, we're here now. So it's like we know they're lying, yeah. But like I said earlier, 10 years from now, 20 years from now, little Yusuf can go on Canaanland Moors and see that the Grand Sheik has been correcting the slander. There's going to be other people like these dirty Moors did here to pull records of more that had happened and stuff like now that we're going through. They pull the records 20 years from now, and it was like, dang man, they had Moors on the highway. They had Moors saying Moors windows, and we know what was it about. We know because we're in the time of now. But people 20 years, just like we're reading this article now of the Prophet, almost 100 years later, we're looking at it like, oh, look, see, they was talking about more. Because we're not in that time. We're in the time of Jamal, so we already know what's going on with Jamal. But 100 years from now, when they pull that article up of Jamal, they're not gonna have that mind like we had when we was around Jamal. See what I'm saying? Yeah. Like that's kind of dangerous too, them pulling that move. But that's how the mother said years ago, there's plenty of work that we need to be doing. Plenty of work. There should be tons and tons of articles out of Moors correcting this. Yep. Because now where's the articles that should have been correcting this article for the past years? Where those Moors at? Because I'm pretty sure this came, but they were there at that time. But around 229,
you'll break it up.
Off of the scene. Oh man, of course I am.
You're breaking up. You're breaking up.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you now.
I was just saying around 1929, we already know they was trying to get the prophet off of the scene anyway. So a lot of Moors wasn't, that's why the letters was out to be read at every meeting.
Yeah.
Because you're saying this article was written in March, right? Of 1929. Yeah. The letters that supposed to be read at every meeting came out January 29th, 1929.
Yeah.
2 months later, there's articles out slandering the prophet. Prophet was already telling us they're working every scheme. He told us 2 months before.
The other article was March 23rd.
March 23rd?
Yeah, the Pittsburgh Courier is March 23rd.
1929.
Yeah.
Yep. 2 months later. The prophet wrote the letters to be read every meeting, January 18th, 1929.
Seen them. Seen them about to try something.
Playing chess on all 5 tables at one time.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay and Night Glory. They tried, but they failed. Reign Supreme, Prophet Noble Drew Ali, man.
Honest to the prophet.
He saw right. He saw them all coming. I mean, if you just look at what's actually happening right now, look at what's going on right now. All of them being exposed.
Yeah.
All of them being exposed as we speak. Nation of Islam, United States Service Corporation, the priesthood, the sellouts, all of them. Those ones in the closet, everything. They've been exposed. Then they want to try to make it seem like circus is an insult or something. No, man, those are skills. Prophet Noble Drew Ali came on the scene. Science was already here before he got here. That tree, that sun, that moon, Prophet didn't create that. He reconnected us to all of it. That what was taken from us.
Mm-hmm.
And they replaced it with a hoax, a dream. They gave you a sort of like a soup bowl full of nothing. But the prophet came out and, you know what I'm saying, dropped the bomb on the whole damn crew. All of them been exposed now. I mean, and it's nobody's opinion. It's been documented fact. So hey, it is what it is. I can't beat divine law. I don't care what nobody say. You don't recognize your own bloodline. You don't recognize what this soldier reconnected you to that was taken away from you. Look at what's going on all over the world. They got little children recording themselves saying on TV that I'm a black monster. Got a little Chinese chick talking about I hate black people, I'm going against it. China this, China that. That's still a false construct. Then you got the African guy talking about both of them. On a whole scale of things, man, it just because of language and the fact that they try to erase the Edamon degree. And Prophet Noble Ali reconnect you to that. That is the tool which is fundamental principles to everything. That's what was given you, and you got the nerve to talk dumbness about anything this soldier has done for the nation, for you, your mother. You wrong. You're dead wrong. I don't care what you say. I really don't care what you say. Then you want me to reject myself to appease you. No, it ain't gonna happen. Not after being reconnected with what's really happening. And no, I ain't on that. And anybody in their right mind, if they get sat down and show how to do something correctly where they won't hurt themselves over and over again and reject that help, something wrong with them. That's not right. That a simple-minded individual would want help. That's why you got guys trying to sell you help in so many forms of, you know what I'm saying, forms of help, forms of platforms. So many. Talking about help comes in so many ways. Got help coming in this platform, help coming in this trying to sell you help in all kinds of forms. Stop it. People just need to stop. And then they want to sell you help with fiat. They want to sell you help with something fake.
Mm-hmm.
Say you help with a dream and expect you to solve your problem, your real life problems with a dream. Can't do it. Across the board, they all frauds. From the the bishopric, the magistrate, the preacher.
Great. Islam, more. Don't mean to interrupt you. Great segue. Hold on. Hold on one second. Great segue.
All right.
Something Lamar sent me. That is right in line with what you just said.
Our nation's law enforcement agencies are entrusted to serve and protect the people, the vulnerable, the victims of heinous crimes. It is the most egregious violation of that trust when instead of protecting the vulnerable, they protect and enable perpetrators of these crimes to continue their evil acts. Now, the brave testimony that was given by Simone Biles, Allie Reisman, Michaela Maroney, and Maggie Nichols before the U.S. Senate yesterday was devastating and sickening. FBI agents were not only derelict in their duty, they actively chose to turn a blind eye to the abhorrent crimes that Larry Nassar committed. They chose to protect this rapist and pedophile who repeatedly molested these and hundreds of other girls. And when these girls cried out for help, when they had the courage to come forward to bring about justice to this despicable perpetrator, the FBI turned their backs on them. So this is a fact. The FBI was complicit in the sex crimes of a pedophile rapist. Just listen to Allie Reisman, one of Nassar's victims.
The FBI and others within both USAG and USOPC knew that Nassar molested children and did nothing to restrict his access. Steve Penny and any USAG employee could have walked a few steps to file a report with the Indiana Child Protective Services since they shared the same building. Instead, they quietly allowed Nassar to slip out the side door, knowingly allowing him to continue his work at MSU, Sparrow Hospital, a USAG club, and even run for school board. Nassar found more than 100 new victims to molest. It was like serving innocent children up to a pedophile on a silver platter.
So why aren't these FBI agents being prosecuted for their role in enabling Nasser to continue to rape and molest hundreds of girls? Why aren't they in jail? Why aren't they being held accountable? The sad truth is that this is yet another example of how there is one justice system for everyday Americans, and there is another for the elite, the powerful and connected. Because make no mistake, this is not an isolated incident. There are countless others whose cries for help have been and continue to be buried by a system and bureaucracy that's more concerned about protecting itself and their own than they are about actually holding perpetrators accountable for the crimes they commit. Now, someone very close to me who works in law enforcement was sexually assaulted by a coworker on federal property. Supervisors and leaders were made aware of this crime. They were shown indisputable evidence that a felony was committed, and they chose to do nothing. They did nothing. The perpetrator of this crime was never brought to justice. In order for our society to function under the rule of law, we the people must have faith that this justice system works, that it treats everyone equally. Unfortunately, that's not the reality in this country today. Our justice system is broken, and it must be fixed so that we the people can truly have faith that no one is above the law, not law enforcement, not the politicians, not the rich or the powerful or connected. They should be held to the same standard as every other American. And these FBI agents should be prosecuted and imprisoned for the crimes that they committed. I encourage you to listen to the testimony of Simone Biles and the other victims of Larry Nassar and the FBI, as they speak for countless others whose voices have not been heard.
I sit before you today to raise my voice so that no little girl must endure what I, the athletes at this table, and the countless others who needlessly suffered under Nassar's guise of medical treatment, which we continue to endure today. We suffered and continue to suffer because no one at FBI, USAG, or the USOPC did what was necessary to protect us. We have been failed and we deserve answers. Nassar is where he belongs, but those who enabled him deserve to be held accountable. If they are not, I am convinced that this will continue to happen to others across Olympic sports. In reviewing the OIG's report, it truly feels like the FBI turned a blind eye to us and went out of its way to help protect USAG and USOPC. A message needs to be sent. If you allow a predator to harm children, the consequences will be swift and severe. Enough is enough.
As most of you are probably aware, I was molested by the U.S. Gymnastics national team and Olympic team doctor, Larry Nassar. And in actuality, he turned out to be more of a pedophile than he was a doctor. What I'm trying to bring to your attention today is something incredibly disturbing and illegal. After telling my entire story of abuse to the FBI in the summer of 2015, not only did the FBI not report my abuse, but when they eventually documented my report 17 months later, they made entirely false claims about what I said. After reading the Office of Inspector General's OIG report, I was shocked and deeply disappointed at this narrative they chose to fabricate. They chose to lie about what I said and protect a serial child molester rather than protect not only me, but countless others.
I reported my abuse to USA Gymnastics over 6 years ago, and still, my family and I received few answers and have even more questions about how this was allowed to occur and why dozens of other little girls and women at Michigan State had to be abused after I reported. In sacrificing my childhood for the chance to compete for the United States, I am haunted by the fact that even after I reported my abuse, so many women and girls had to suffer at the hands of Larry Nassar. USA Gymnastics and the United States Olympic and Paralympic Committee and the FBI have all betrayed me and those who were abused by Larry Nassar after I reported.
The cover-up of my abuse and the FBI's failure to interview me for more than a year after my complaint are well documented in the OIG report. After I reported my abuse to USA Gymnastics, my family and I were told by their former president, Steve Penny, to keep quiet and not say anything that could hurt the FBI investigation. We now know there was no real FBI investigation occurring. While my complaints with the FBI, Larry Nassar continued to abuse women and girls. During this time, the FBI issued no search warrants and made no arrests.
In 2015, it was known that at least 6 national team athletes had been abused by Nassar. There was even one of the athletes that was abused on film. Given our abuser's unfettered access to children, stopping him should have been a priority. Instead, the following occurred. The FBI failed to interview pertinent parties in a timely manner. It took over 14 months for the FBI to contact me, despite my many requests to be interviewed by them. The records established that Steve Penny, FBI agent Jay Abbott, and their subordinates worked to conceal Nassar's crimes. Steve Penny arranged with the FBI to conduct my interview at the Olympic Training Center, where I was under the control and observation of USA Gymnastics and the United States Olympic and Paralympic Committee. The day of my interview, Steve Penny flew to the Olympic Training Center, and he made sure I was aware he was there. I felt pressured by the FBI to consent to Nassar's plea deal. The agent diminished the significance of my abuse and made me feel my criminal case wasn't worth pursuing. Special agent in charge of investigating Nassar met Steve Penny for beers to discuss job opportunities in the Olympic movement.
And we are thankful that the Senate gave these victims the opportunity to share their heartbreaking stories of abuse. They need to do more. They need to use their power and position to ensure that those complicit in these crimes are brought to justice. If they don't, they're basically sending a message to pedophiles throughout the country, especially those who have some power or influence, that they will never have to pay for the crimes that they commit against our children.
Islam. They are nightmare walking, psychopaths talking, king of the jungle, just another hate on love stunting. They hate no love, man. They hate no love, like for real, bro. That don't make any sense. That really don't make any. That entire platform is colored. All them FBI 3-letter agencies is colored. You going to the guy that created the problem to help you solve it.
That's the problem.
You can't do that. He part of the problem.
Which is why, again, we got to deal with our problems. Because everybody's got problems right now. FBI got problems right now.
They big bad man. And that entire platform was when they all being discredited openly.
Oh yeah, they've been getting discredited
openly. That entire platform, like Donald Trump, like what, threw a stink bomb inside their office and ran out.
Yeah, locked them in. Made them smell their own fart.
Yeah, they that's corrupted. That whole platform. They done, man. They done for. The rest of the nations are rejecting them. When the people get over that fiat, they done with. And they already taking that fiat out of their reserves and not using it anymore. Aren't they in some places? I think I heard some places they were saying we're not accepting it.
Yeah. You're definitely not accepting it in places.
They done though, man. I'm just waiting for the transaction to be made, man. And I'm just hoping that My brothers and my sisters, don't get too upset because I'm down here in the Florida region and is already predicted to go under. So y'all take it easy, please. Like for real, honestly, man, take it easy, please, because you know and I know, Cujo, that and everybody else knows something happened last year that ain't happened in 800 years. That conjunction with the planets, that's real energy affecting all of us.
Real deal.
Holyfield, real deal, Holyfield.
It's love.
So,
you more have anything on the FBI thing?
Yes, Islam. Oh, unless the other more wanted to go first.
Now go ahead, Soldier.
Islam. But I wanted to add on to what Brother Khalif was just saying about the three-letter organizations being colored. Because that as soon as he said that, that struck another thing on my mind. Now, we know they're colored because these municipal Roman venues are operating here on our ancestral estate without our permission, without having something to show that a Moor said that they can operate here and do business. So we know they're colored. Their titles and position, they saying that they're police officers, they saying that they're sergeant, sheriffs, governors, mayors, any of that. All that's fraud, like the brother said, those colored positions. So now, to add on with the video, if all of these people are colored and those titles can't be held to them, what's really going on here? It still seems as if those Roman harem things or bestiality things they show in movies with just absurd things going on, you know, like the pedophilia, the homophobic stuff that's going on, you know, that agenda that's being pushed right now. That's all Roman venue things that was being pushed. I would like to say Caesar. I like to say Caesar because even when you say Roman, ties it into that. But if you get the dictionary, it's called the Word. It translates English into original Hebrew. It tells you that the word Caesar means the hairy one, and I already know what that meant. And but those Caesar activities with the pedophilia and stuff, that's what they are. This just a ring of just bestiality. It's not uncivilized. Back to the uncivilized. When Moors had to come in, teach these people how to be a civilized people, they still doing their beastly activities, but we're being tricked in the guise of they got the suits on, their titles and positions, you know, they're called this when there's still these Caesars in their beastly activities. They're still doing it. And then unconscious Moors or conscious Moors wanting to participate in these Caesar activities. That's what's being pushed with the pedophilia. Back to polite in them and stuff like that. That's what all of this is back to. They are and what we're taught, you're supposed to render onto Caesars what is Caesar's. We keep thinking that it's just the fiat, which is just the Caesars. No, it's all of that. Basically the lower self is the Caesar activities that's being pushed right now. And it's a lot of it going on, but a lot of it is being exposed too at the same time, because a lot of this has been going on for decades. It's just now it's just coming to light harder. They're being exposed with it. And that's another thing. It must be some type of cleaning up going on for people to be being exposed with this, you know, and it exposes other people too. Because when we bring this to the forefront and people still calling these people, you know, officers, still saying, well, You know, what about the officer that arrested Brother Jamal? Did that, when we just told you, these are Caesar, pedophilia, bestiality foreigners here on our ancestral estate who are kidnapping Moors, holding them under duress and corrosion. That's what's really going on. But they keep playing these positions of titles, which are fraudulent. And clearly they're fraudulent to its core. Because like I just read the General Education Board of Philosophy, it told you weren't going to be anybody. That's why when you start digging down to see what these officers are, what these governors are, that they really have no position of power, that it's all a theater. It's an act. It's fraudulent. It's colored. And that's what they're getting away with. People are believing in the theater. They're believing in the illusion. And another thing that Khalif said, once they stop believing in that fiat, it'll all go away. Exactly. But that's the illusion. They believe in the illusion. Once they stop believing into the illusion, because we know that's not real money. We know that. So they believe in the illusion. Once they stop believing in the illusion, everything will be done. But they love the illusion. I was telling my boy yesterday, they love a lie. They don't love the truth. The lie is easier. The lie is better. It's more fitting. The truth is hard. The truth make you work. The truth make you uncomfortable. The lie make you feel better. You know, you can lie to yourself and make it seem like you're not, you know, doing wrong. You can talk yourself out of it. But the truth, you know, you're not going to be able to do wrong. You're not going to just be up eating late. You know, you're not going to be trying to do the wrong thing. You're going to be eating healthy. You're going to be drinking your water. You're going to be doing it. You're not going to be drinking soda. You know what I mean? You're going to be thinking the right way.
Yes,
but they believe in that illusion, Grand Sheik. That's the whole thing. It's that illusion. That's why I love when Brother Khalif said it. As soon as he said that fiat, I said, "Yep, they love that. That's the lie. It makes them more comfortable. It's more comfortable. Just like when men mess up, you ain't want to tell the truth. We want to tell a lie because it's easier.
Mm-hmm.
It's easier. We've been doing it for decades. Nobody wants. The truth is stern.
But how do you go with the lie on the prophet though? Like I don't get.
Because it's easier. It's more profiting. They can the other profiting. That's what they want.
Pun intended.
Exactly.
Yeah, you took it
yeah,
but even pun intended, yeah.
Yeah, but even that point is a delusion.
Yep, there you go, more. There you go, more.
Even that point is a delusion. It's fake across the board. Fake religion, fake teaching, fake law, fake everything across the board. That's what they took away everything that's real and replaced it with fake fiat across the board. Bam, here you go, giving you monopoly money, giving you
look at that, more.
Giving you hocus pocus religion. You know what I'm saying? Giving you bunny rabbits jumping out of a hat. They give you all.
The children are still, the adults are acting just like children. I don't mean to cut your wisdom, Brother Khalif, because you're nailing them on the head.
No,
I was just explaining that to my brother the other day, that we have become adults now, knowing that when we're taught as children, you're supposed to share. You're supposed to be kind to your friend. You know, you're not supposed to hit him. You're not supposed to have temper tantrums in the store and fall out. We call that now as adults, we be like, oh, you being emotional. No, he having a temper tantrum. Look at his face. That squint in his face, he's an adult acting as a child still. But because you're grown, you know, I pay my bills. Now you can act the way you get. You don't have to share.
So
you don't
I don't
have to
have
be polite to nobody.
right. So
We're
I don't have to be concerned with if I'm hurting you by my actions. I don't have to be
yep,
concerned about how you feel about what I'm doing. That's
yep,
wrong
because I'm
concept.
grown. I
That's
pay
but
my bills. That's
that's a
their
wrong
favorite
con.
line. I'm grown.
Yeah, they wrong though, Yusef, brother
There you
Yusef.
go, boy.
They
Yep.
wrong, man. You can't do that. You can't do it. You wrong. They hating on love. They hating on love, man. They don't know what love is. They ain't never seen it a day in their entire life. They
That's
hating on it.
heavy.
And
That's heavy.
love gonna prevail every day. They can't get over it. So just move on out of the way, sit down, and keep your mouth shut.
Right.
Simple as that. Cause Allah keep bagging all that BS. Bagging it. I'm laughing at him, yo. Like for real. Honestly. I feel real good inside. Cause I see the energy. Not in your face, haters. In your face. Love reigns supreme. And we giving scimitar halos to all you BS fools out there. I ain't lying. I swear, I'm not lying, man. I'm tired of that. I'm tired of 'em. I mean to swear, but I'm tired of 'em. I'm tired. It's sick. Love gonna get you. We at you.
That's right.
Now bring it. I don't care what. You want me to deny myself? You must be out of your mind. Out of your mind.
And that's the thing too. You know, like that's why we call this thing today. Why don't you just go back to the state where the prophet found you?
So simple.
Like
Right.
why you playing with it if you're not down with it? If
Yep.
you're not down with it and you think it's BS, then go over there and go be nigger.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
You don't need to bring up Moors and bring up Noble Drew Ali, bring up fake articles, 5 different things, and everybody has the same article. Stop this.
And leave
Like, what do you
decent and leave decent minded people alone. If you want to be a savage, go be a savage on your own.
or go be savage with savages.
Right. Keep that BS out of my face. I don't need to see your activities. All this makeup circle around your eyes, earrings and stuff. Nobody want to see that. Keep your mouth shut. Nobody want to hear what you're doing in your bedroom. Crabs.
Yeah.
All y'all mouth need to be washed out with some soap. Hating on the prophet. That man brought you, reconnect you back to science. And he ain't
Islam, brother
bring
Khalid. Let me ask the floor this real quick. If, like you just said, they're disrespecting the prophet. Now, far as I know, y'all can correct me if I'm wrong. I asked the Green Sheik earlier too. I don't know anybody else that has brought the titles back to the Moors as Bey, El Day, Ali, etc.
Mm-hmm.
Than Noble Drew Ali, the prophet. Nobody has brought that back. So
and nobody has done, I apologize. And nobody has done what prophet has done. Nobody.
Right. And that's why my question is, why is this man carrying the title Bey? If he's disrespecting the prophet and he's a pedophile and all of this stuff, why are you carrying the title Bey? Because he's the only one, unless he can show me some Lenin and Ape chief guy that said he brung, you know what I mean? Like, no.
And walking around with a national identification card in your pocket and talking bad.
Yeah.
About Moors. Talking bad about RV Bay too. And you got assisted from them. Man, get out of here, man. With all this loss of love. Think somebody playing with you, bro. Nobody playing with you, man. Go somewhere, sit down before you get pushed down. Like for real. Bag them, Allah. Bag them.
Yeah, exactly. It's that time. It's that time.
Yo, I'm still in that. Bag them.
Right, like for real, man.
No.
Bag all that BS, man. You gonna disrespect Mother Nature, the one who brought you here?
It's
This law, mother.
it's something on my heart for real. Like man is folly, y'all. Man is folly. And it's like it don't matter which school of thought you stem out of, it's like to some particular point you see that, you take notice of that. And it's not something that you at first may be prepared to see, depending on who the person is or how they may have impacted your life, you know. But the truth is that man is folly, you know. We're not supposed to be idolizing anything, truly. But also knowing that we're conduits, also knowing that, you know, like it could be a moment, it could be just one moment where an action needed to take place that would set off a chain reaction for the future. That individual, whomever that one may be, is it, right? No. Now, just taking on the conversation of nationality and birthrights, like Brother Yosef was talking about, you know, and I brought this up earlier too. Like, it's the same question. If it wasn't for Noble Jew Ali, who would have told you? Who would have packaged it so perfect to tell you a story that they was not trying to tell you? Like, can't throw that away, yo. I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna do it. Cause like at the end of the day, like I didn't read Aquarian Gospels. I didn't read that.
Yeah, that's not what did it.
You know what I mean? Like you know, the chapter 45, 46, 47, I ain't get that juice in there.
Yeah.
So certain things I don't even know what they talking about when they talking. Cause they didn't complete the task. They didn't complete their homework. And you can tell how they talk when who's really on it, who really can see certain things and know when to act and when to lay low.
Mm-hmm.
True mastery of self. Know when to stop and go. You know what I mean? Some people is just it's like they're just on a mission to destroy, man. And then when you remember that this realm, this world right now that we're in, who own it, who running it, the reason why we're in this world but not of it. It's like, you know, discernment is key. Discernment is key. This is why it's the message, not the messenger. The illusion that Yosef was talking about, like that's some real shit, man. That's something that people can't deny. You're seeing something. You're waking up to something. You know, like what is really your reality? That's a conversation people need to have with themselves that they haven't had yet. But they talking so much shit. I don't know. I just wanted to put that thought out there.
Islam. Yep. What's their problem? I don't know what their problem is. They got to be out of their mind.
Wicked art of character assassination. Clear documented identification of real COINTELPRO, anti-Moorish divine and national movement agents dressed as sheiks, sheikesses, nobles, gods, sultans, etc., working for the Albion European de facto to use character assassination against other Moors, doing constructive works. FBI Director J. Edgar Hoover unleashed the wickedly illegal COINTELIntelligence program, which was established to discredit and neutralize and prevent the rise of the Black Messiah who could unify the Black masses and lead them toward their true and legitimate aspirations of freedom, justice, and equality. Noble Drew Ali was him.
Islam.
Noble Drew Ali and everything that came after him is the threat. The part that you have to realize is that everything after him works with them to keep up the character assassination, because they're supposed to be representatives of him. So if they're doing BS with it to the unconscious, that's going to be reflective on Drew Ali. Because remember, the whole point is about him being looked at as the prophet, as the one who came back, that they've been waiting for to come back. He's the one that they were waiting for. And he came back and they said, nah. But FBI is going to present the rise of a Black Messiah though. And you're telling me that it's somebody other than him? Who else would it be? How is it somebody else? Because what are they talking about? They're talking about them having some national this and national that. Black's not national anything. They're no spiritual black. There's no Black Messiah. There's no black masses. But everything's directly related to Noble Drew Ali. Everything is directly related to him. Like the mother said, there's not some worshiping him or anything like that. It has nothing to do with that. There's absolutely nothing to do with worshiping him. It has to do with he got fact checked. And when they fact check him, nothing came back. Matter of fact, it led me into some other stuff that I wouldn't even went if I didn't go try fact check him. There's a lot more. I saw you unmuted, Yusuf. You had something?
Oh, Islam. You can hear me, Green Sheep?
Yeah, I hear you.
Oh, okay. No, just you nailed it right on the head when you said that the prophet basically is the man. Like you said, you take as soon as you start thinking about him and what he had brung, and as soon as you like what you said, when you started studying the prophet, it brung you into deeper things. But then I don't even know no teaching guru guy who said that. Like that's like one of his trademarks, like right there. Like that was like mind blowing right there. Because even when you keep studying, you go back to the prophet. You're like, dang, he did say it. Like if I told you everything, you go back to sleep. Like he could have told me that, but nope, you wasn't ready for it then. You'd have went right back to sleep. It would have went in one ear and out the other. He knew that's why when you bring him up, it gets frustrating because they like to diss him. And I'm like, how y'all diss these the same people who say their master teachers is inky and polite. And I'm like, come on.
Yeah.
You dissing Noble, your master teacher is inky and polite. who both was up there talking about, we're gonna show you how to get the money. That's your master teacher.
Now they're flip-flopping because their master teacher's a pedophile and trying to make it look like ours is.
Now, yep.
Don't try to make our master teacher a pedophile because yours came out to be a pedophile. Don't try that stuff there. Don't even try that stuff. Because Moors aren't going to let you. I don't care what article you find. That's a fraud. Because where was that 2 years ago, 3 years ago, 4 years ago, 5 years ago, 6 years ago, 7 years ago, 20 years ago? Where was all those articles? Oh, you just finding that now and trying to say something. Trying to prove some point because of some princess and the prophet BS. And we're letting you know that it's a plan to get you to not. They don't care about us. We already know what's up. We already know what's up, right? And for people in the chat, the rule, if you're late, they're supposed to be on time for stuff. But the rule for people in the chat, if you have questions, you put it in the chat in all caps, because ain't nobody gonna be searching through your stuff looking for your all cap stuff amongst all these different people with comments in here. So that's the rule, in case you don't know or you're late or whatever. And like we said, reference to advise us to come together and find ourselves and form our own government. We already did that. We're that already. You're late. We're not Negro, black, colored, or that. We're Moors. Where's the Moorish businesses? What do you mean where? There's ample amounts of Moors who have businesses. What are you talking about? Oh, you want to see skyscrapers or something like that to prove that the Moors have something? Get the hell out of here. Where's the Moorish hospital? You know how many holistic Moors there are? What are you talking about? You know how many Moors who haven't had a flu, cold, nothing like that, who had cancer, cured themselves through her? You're talking about where's the Moorish hospital? What hospital? For what? You need to cure yourself with some wheatgrass. What are you talking about hospital? That's that European mindset. We're self-determined. We're self-identified. We're self-whatever. Why? Because we're Aboriginal Indigenous. That's what it is. You're looking for some building to go to that says the Moorish whatever to say that Moors have something. What do you mean? Moors have whatever it is that you're asking for. You got scientist Moors. There's mathematician Moors. Like, what do you want? There's engineer Moors. The hell? You just stop playing.
They have it already. They just need to render unto Rome what is wrong. Give it all back to them like fire. I don't know why they keep playing with themselves, but divine law coming with lashes.
Well, they're gonna learn from their pain. They're gonna learn from their pain.
Islam, Green Sheik.
Yeah, more. Yeah, I think there's a delay
because I want to
But you can go ahead though. Go ahead.
newspaper article is bothering me. You want me to go in and come back in?
Yeah, you're breaking up again. Yeah.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Can you hear me? Okay.
Yeah.
I hope this works. I was saying that newspaper article is bothering me. How it's slandering my prophet. But I want to. You can hear me still?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I want to tie this in because, like, if you really read the letters to be claimed in every meeting, it makes perfect sense on that newspaper article that's put out. It says in the first paragraph, we know about heart, but just think of that newspaper article and listen to the prophet 2 months before this article is written. Two months. It says, I am glad to know that I have a few faithful Moors amongst you all. Isn't that crazy? Like that first line right there was like mind-boggling. It's like, yo, how you know we was gonna sit here and have this discussion? Yo, I'm glad to know that I have a few faithful Moors amongst you all, and I desire for them to know the truth and the divine truth. There is a host of jealousy about me in the movement now by the same people of our side of the nation that claim it was a joke. It was only a joke and unreal. But now, since they have found out from the government officials in the nations of the earth that this is the only sole foundation that all Asiatics must depend upon for their early salvations as American citizens, they are working every scheme that they can to disqualify me so they themselves may take charge of the situation. First paragraph, he already, like you said,
Then
he
what
already
happened
seen
after
it coming.
Right. And then what happened after his assassination? Everybody started wanting to be him reincarnated. Checkmate.
Well, Khalif, you reading my head more. I'm about to kill it, right? I'm about to add on to what you're saying. You're doing exactly that. Now here we go. Right? Here we go. You're the Anur Majid. We all Moors, because we're gonna do Ali's death in 1929. When was that article written?
1929.
March 23rd, 1929, right, Grand Sheik? There you go. This is on the eve of the death of the Prophet, 1929. W.D. Fard Muhammad, probably born to a man from East India, what would later become Pakistan, and a white English woman on February 25th, 1891, so-called white English woman, 1891 in New Zealand, appeared in Chicago after having entered the United States via Canada illegally in 1913 with the anglicized name and having joined the Theosophical Society of San Francisco. That's key, okay? That Theosophical Society of San Francisco.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You can spend a whole day researching that Theosophical Society of San Francisco, who established it. You know
Nation, listen, there's Nation of Identity Thieves. Nation of
this guy comes
Identity
right here and comes
Thieves.
right. Is he coming to? When's he? Because they mad.
Nation
Can you hear me?
Nation of Identity Thieves. Set up 1929 as an organization. They ain't a nation. Yeah, we can hear you. They ain't a nation.
Oh, okay.
They're not a nation. They're a nation of identity thieves.
Yep.
NOI.
Yep, there you go, more.
Traitors, in your face haters. Documented
and
fact.
I'm gonna back you. I'm gonna back you, brother Khalid. I'm backing you with documentation. You're not lying. You hit it right in the head. It says when it was in Chicago, the Moore Science Temple, 30, with an estimated 120,000 quote unquote black people to peddle exotic clothes and such. Noble Drew Ali had passed away, and Fard Muhammad soon started preaching to Drew Ali's working class customers, establishing a movement of Muslims opposed to Drew Ali's Muslims. This is all happening within a couple of months with the prophets getting transitioned. Newspaper articles coming out saying the prophet is a pedophile. They just killed him. And this guy's coming out talking about you guys are no longer Muslims. You're Muslims, and took the fez away. Did everything to counteract what the prophet was doing. But back to the letter that the prophet said.
Newspaper? Who owned that newspaper? They libels. They writing false narratives.
That was key. There you go. But your prophet told you. But what the prophet say? There's a host of jealousy about me and the movement now by the same people of our side of the nation that claim it was only a joke and unreal. They still doing this too.
Yeah, they're helping the foreigner.
See, calling the foreigner, trying to disrespect them by using clown in a connotative.
Just as an
using clown in a connotative way to disrespect the prophet.
And clown gesture is not an insult.
Exactly.
They're taking it the wrong concept. The clown insult is not an insult. Clown label is not an insult. That's high priesthood. Wrong concept they got. That man used science all across the board.
But just for the record, it's not even a clown. You know, he just said he was associated with the circus.
Right.
So again, if he's gonna be in the circus, that man is the ringleader of it all. Because yo, like I said before, you know, you're dealing with a time where people they were so ignorant. The simplest magic trick, like they're like, oh my god, oh wow, you know, like trying to pull, you know, the white sheet over the off the table with everything on it. You know what I'm saying? Simple stuff like that. And even to this day, simple things like that will distract and keep our people entertained. It's crazy. But it's like the brother said, the science that he brought with it. You know what I mean? If you want to talk about the mysticisms and him being an Egyptian adept, like that would be the time where he would utilize his mind in that aspect to put on a show. You see what I'm saying? And again, they're like the man, nobody can touch what he did, man.
Look at it, it's all connected. Look at what he done. Everything is connected. Look at it. Just look at what he connect you to. Everything. That circle.
He didn't miss nothing.
He missed nothing.
Exactly. And again, that's why I can't stress enough, do not throw the baby out with the bathwater, because you're going to miss the whole entire message. The whole thing.
You're going to miss yourself. You'll miss yourself. You'll miss yourself. You will miss yourself. You throw the baby out with the bathwater, you're going to miss yourself.
It's not. Like, I remember, like, reading the 101s and how they spoke about Jesus, you know? And this is my first time reading it. You know, this is my first time reading it, going over the literature, and I'm seeing how he's talking about Jesus so much. And I was into the Hebrew Israelite Rastafarian kind of flex at the time, right? So I had a preconceived notion in my mind about Jesus. Like I'm just like, okay, so who we talking about? What he look like? If you gonna say Jesus. That was like my first question dealing with everything. So it's like if I stopped at the one-on-ones and then go into the Quran, I would have never really saw the tie. You see what I'm saying? I wouldn't have seen the years that they kept out of the Bible that connected it all. You know what I mean? So this is what I'm saying. Like if whoever is talking hasn't really seen what this man laid down as a path to opening your mind, you are missing yourself. You're gonna miss yourself.
Complete
Because it's all
freedom.
about nationality and birthright. It's all
Complete
about divine
freedom.
and national. And he gave it to you. He gave it to you. Now, if you're not gonna put in the work like anything else,
Anything.
somebody else is gonna pick it up. Somebody else is gonna use it while you sitting there.
Or not. They might have their own and just watch you without yours like a dumbass.
For real though.
Well, I'm watching Prophet Noble Drew Ali. That's who I'm watching. They can watch anybody else they want to watch. I'm watching what Prophet Noble Drew Ali brought the nation.
Right.
He brought facts, man. He brought you back to nation state. He brought you back everything that you were missing.
And just to put on the record again, the man himself said, "Take this and save yourself." It was never truly about him. He's just the one who packaged it up and gave it to you to do something with it. It's like the distraction of it all. The man look. Yeah, people need to do their homework. I'm gonna just put that out there.
And he even told them to do that too. Study, study, study. Do your homework.
Someone, any closing thoughts before we get out of here?
Yeah, I just want to thank Divine Law for opening up my mind to what for my eyes didn't see. Based on my understanding of what I know to be true, not what I believe. Just want to thank my mom for giving me life. Thank you. And Asiatic woman for giving life to all forms of natural life, all natural life on this plane. Prophet Noble Joe Ali reconnecting me to science and reconnecting me to love, man. Thank you. Ashe.
Islam.
Hey.
Islam, man.
You know how you know how unconscious Moors be in court, and the Moor come in court, and they be standing there, and they be like, "Oh, I just want to say."
Oh, they're breaking you up. We can't hear you. We can't hear you.
That guy, I gotta say, that's how I feel with Brother Khalif just now. I'm that guy right now. I'm just gonna say everything Brother Khalif just said. That's everything he said. That's what I want to say. I want to thank my mom too. That boy said it.
They can't beat love.
Just
they
saying. Can you hear me?
Beat love.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear.
Yeah.
They cannot beat love.
Can you hear me?
Love reigns supreme, man.
Islam.
Love
me?
reigns supreme, haters.
Oh, damn.
Love reigns supreme, haters. Ashe. Ashe. I had like something happened to me. I had to go inside that tribunal, and while I was there fighting my case, something happened, and I thought about it later. Like 12 individuals came in, sisters and brothers, in a straight line, and just sat down in the seats behind me. I had thinking back on it now, it was a sign to me. I'm like, for real? That's how it's gonna happen? That's how it happened. I hadn't noticed at the time, but looking back on it now in retrospect, that's what happened. They came in my defense, unbeknownst to me. Came in my defense, unbeknownst to me. So thank you. I see what's happening. They crumbling. Rest of the nations are rejecting them. And the nationals are as well. Ultra USA. They done with. It's a new age. Age of Aquarius.
We're on it.
In your face, haters. Live. And we ain't colored. Live in your face, haters. I love life. Nah. I love myself. Nah. I love my culture. Nah. Nah, I love me some me. What you gonna do about that? What you gonna do about that, haters? I'm laughing in y'all face. All y'all haters. Talking against national principles. Off with your head, scimitar turn.
What do you say? Bag them.
Bag them. Came to bring the pain. And I ain't changing my name. I'm gonna leave it as Pain too.
Islam to all the Moors. We want to bag them before we get out of here. Islam to all the Moors.
Grab the mic on him, Cujo. Grab the mic on him.
It's about to get ugly. It's about to get back 'em up. It's about to get ugly in here. Grab the mic, back 'em up. It's about to get ugly. It's about to get back 'em up. It's about to get ugly in here. Grab the mic.
Conscious black, the dirty ones, who bring the trash can, Oscar the grass, the evil, their face on mass man, a new hot priest returned from the dead, walking out the shallow grave by the hair of Freemason head, Lemurian more, decapitate a magistrate, or any more debater, trade his fingers on your pizza, serve your back a waiter, liquidator, sell out instigator, preset voltage, shock Morris defibrillator, sitting on a metal chair with the feet in water, torture, got your daughter, enforcing law, like you Ali taught her, try and beg no mercy, prepare for slaughter, won't wait till midnight, daytime marauder, not for the booty, but help you get broader. Righteousness stalker, shouldn't have crossed this border. Vampire scared of an order of jaywalkers.
Back 'em up. It's about to get ugly. It's about to get back 'em up. It's about to get ugly in here. Grab the mic. Back 'em up. It's about to get ugly. It's about to get. It's about to get ugly in here. Grab the mic. Back 'em up. It's about to get ugly. It's about to get back 'em up. It's about to get ugly in here. Grab the mic. Back 'em up. It's about to get ugly. It's about to get. It's about to get ugly in here. Grab the mic.
Say what you can say, back it up. But need something for me to blaze like the fire, but the pork ain't coming out the flames. Going for it. Think you pull it out and you went for it. Put it in your mouth and you're ignorant. So far, never died yet. Cycle back to your private act. About to get touched. Some say, look, face ragged up. Put on my pale birthday skin suit on for some random act. And cycle back from my what country? Head chunks of potatoes crunchy. Back country from the road. Eating Humpty Dumpty. Process, not the object that you pose. Wild caught something fresh. Grab it up. Come tell you the rest, right?
Back 'em up. It's about to get ugly. It's about to get back 'em up. It's about to get ugly in here. Grab the mic. Back 'em up. It's about to get ugly. It's about to get. It's about to get ugly in here. Grab the mic. Back 'em up. It's
It's about to get ugly. It's about to get, bag 'em up. It's about to get ugly in here. Grab the mic, bag 'em up. It's about to get ugly. It's about to get, it's about to get ugly in here. Grab the mic, bag 'em up. Opponents in opposition, truthfully I put them to keep bagging up in my position, not just listen. Let the loose lips fill my clips when I squeeze these thoughts, seize the growth of nonsense, they pretense. Triggers our truth sense, hence we made it tense and commence offense. Their words met today. Give it shaking sprays, these bullets have no names, we actively decay. The way they project and present correct. When they respect the check, allow them to resurrect in retrospect. Or dialects firm for reason, taking kindness for weakness stimulates like gun season. We are in a state in which you may relate. For those that get to reach our stage and relate, but although we take in a state of building more than breaking, there are some that have forsaken their honor and must be taken. Bag 'em up. It's about to get ugly. It's about to get, bag 'em up. It's about to get ugly in here. Grab the mic, bag 'em up. It's about to get ugly. It's about to get, it's about to get ugly in here.